Hey everybody, this is Greg from Nightwall Games, and today I woke up to the big news that everybody else woke up to. Fucking Microsoft paid $7 billion to acquire Zenimax. Sounds like a lot, but think about that. They paid $2 billion to acquire Mojang, and that really only gave them Minecraft. However, Minecraft's merch, and everything around it is going to bring in a tremendous amount of money, and already has brought in a tremendous amount of money. But they bought Zenimax for $7 billion. Think of all the titles that come under Zenimax. Obviously, your Bethesda first-hand one. You have your Fallout and your Elder Scrolls. So they have Fallout, whatever they do next, Fallout Online, Elder Scrolls Online, Doom, right? Everything that was under it. So they have Doom, Wolfenstein. They can do something with Quake if they wanted to. Man, a lot of people were very upset about this. I saw the news and then everything was just full of complaints. I don't think people understand something though, right? Microsoft doesn't buy for exclusivity. Like Microsoft bought Mojang, but Minecraft is on everything. You know what I mean? But they're not the best versions. Obviously, the best version that you can get is on Xbox or PC. But everything's going to PC anyway. So we're just speaking about the console side of things. Okay. Microsoft buying Elder Scrolls does not mean that it's going to come out. Not Elder Scrolls, just Zenimax in general. It doesn't mean those games are going to come out on Xbox first and then go to PC. Right? They're all going to come out at the same time. People are flipping out because they're like, I can't believe Microsoft is making it so I'm going to have to play Elder Scrolls 6. Mark my words. You won't have to play Elder Scrolls 6 on the Xbox One X if you don't want to. I guarantee you it's going to be on the PS5. I know it wasn't announced officially. That's what people are scared about. Any game that was already announced officially from ZeniMax for PS5 has to go to PS5. It's like legally binding. However, Microsoft doesn't do it like that. Microsoft's interested in this. They can have exclusive content because they own it. It's going to come on Game Pass earlier. And they own it. If them taking over ZeniMax has already created 2 exclusive titles for PS5 that they have to honor. They don't care because Sony's going to have to pay them in order to have those games on their console. So that's a win, right? Here's something I said on my channel for the last 10 years. And this is why when I woke up and saw this, I wasn't like, oh my God, what a surprise. I was like, I saw this coming 10 years ago. I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier. I'm surprised it didn't happen last generation. So what I've been saying on this channel for the last 10 years, and you can go through my Why I Love on the Elder Scrolls or Fallout series, and I think I repeat it in every single one. Bethesda games started their life on consoles, not on PC. Like, obviously, they were on PC way before. But when they started their life on consoles, they started on a Microsoft platform. Right? You had their weird version of Pirates of the Caribbean. That was bad. And they did, obviously, Call of Cthulhu. But that came after Morrowind. Morrowind came out on Xbox, well after it was already on PC. That started a thing for when I talked about why I love Fallout 3. When they made their games for consoles, they optimized the games for the Xbox 360 platform. And that's why the PS3 versions weren't that great. Like the PS3 version of Fallout 3 was notoriously bad. I tried to play Fallout 3 on the PS3 and it was so fucking bad. I think I got 50 hours in and I ended up giving my copy of it to my friend Matt, who used to be on my channel at that time when that game was prevalent. So it's not a surprise to me, and I'm utterly shocked it didn't happen last generation. So when I see it, and I'm like, well, good for them. They got a lot of money. ZeniMax got a fuck ton of money. What the thing that's about it is, it reminds me of when Square bought pretty much all of IDOS's properties, but they didn't really own them, but they did, right? It could be a positive thing. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people like to shit on Microsoft and you know, sometimes I do too, but I own their consoles, so it's hollow when I say something negative about it. About, you know, them not having a higher quality, which is bullshit. But let's be real. Bethesda's quality on their first, like, in-house games, not Doom, because Doom is, you know, under that blanket of ZeniMax and Bethesda, but it's not. It's still an id property. Microsoft owns it now, but they do their own thing, and then Bethesda, when they're making a Fallout, you know, or an Elder Scrolls, that's in a different studio. Their quality isn't that great, right? We all buy the games because they're epic, but the quality isn't that great. And I don't think people fully understand, who are flipping out online about it, is Fallout Fallout 76 sucked. It was a huge buggy mess. Fallout 4 was buggy. It's not as I don't think it's as buggy as the other Bethesda games, but their games are notorious for being buggy. Now they're going to have an extra layer of quality before a game comes out. And, you know, take it as you will with Microsoft being that extra layer of quality, but that's not a bad thing. And they don't, Microsoft doesn't seem to be like EA. You know what I mean? My concern with that would be like if Bethesda was acquired by EA, then I'd be like, fuck. Fallout's done. You know what I mean? Because of what they did with BioWare. Microsoft isn't doing that to their companies. They just want the return. They want the money. So I don't know why people are getting upset. It doesn't, maybe, I don't know. If you're exclusive to one console, I guess it can make you upset and scared, thinking that you're not going to get, you know, you're not going to get the next Fallout or the next, you know, Doom or the next Elder Scrolls. But guys, I think you're going to get it. It's just going to be the same version. You've been getting the shittier version forever. I always buy my Bethesda games. I'm very open about this on my channel too. Well, I don't like align with a console and give it all my heart. I usually bounce between generation. Even this generation, I prefer my PS4 over my Xbox One. But when it comes to Bethesda games, I always buy my Bethesda games on my Xbox One first. I will always buy a Bethesda game on Xbox first. That wouldn't have changed for the next generation for me. That didn't change for this one. The only Bethesda game that I didn't buy on Xbox first this generation was Doom Eternal, but that's because I didn't have a capture card at the time, and it's easier to stream on my PlayStation. And if I bought it on an Xbox, I would have been locked in at that time to stream it on Mixer, and I didn't want to because I didn't think Mixer was that great, and look what happened. So otherwise, if I wasn't streaming games as much as I do, I would have got Doom Eternal on Xbox. Those games, for some reason, always feel better to me on an Xbox controller. That's just the way that it's always been. So I guess maybe I'm not freaking out as much because this acquisition just plays into something that I've always done regardless. But I think people should really calm down about it. You know? Microsoft bought Ninja Theory. Right? Hellblade ended up making its way over to fucking Switch. I guarantee you the next Hellblade, while it's going to be an exclusive to Xbox, I won't be surprised if it jumps to the other consoles. Well, maybe not the Switch, but to PS5 eventually. I don't know. I don't get the hate. Like, where's the hate? I want to genuine. I don't see the hate. I want someone to genuinely tell me in the comments, like, where the hate's coming from on this. I've seen it coming for a long time. I've said that over the last 10 years that this channel's been open. I've even suggested it in some videos. I've suggested it in some Pod 9s that Microsoft should just flat out buy Bethesda. They didn't even do that. They went a level higher and they bought their parent company. $7 billion is a lot of money. It's going to pay off for them, though, just by having to license the games on another console. People also should have seen it coming like a week ago, right? Didn't Microsoft come out and say that all updates and shit for Doom on Xbox One X are going to be free? That's the other edge that they have over it, is that they can afford to give away season passes for free for future Bethesda games. They can give away DLC, all that stuff for free. They own it. And then they can charge on other consoles. Smart. That's fucking smart. And if I was torn of like when the next Fallout or the next Elder Scrolls comes out, and, you know, say I was heavy into PS5 at the time, and then I was like, I'm just going to buy it on PS5. And then I had an Xbox One X because I buy all the consoles, or Xbox One X series. And they came out and they said it's going to be on Game Pass. I'll be playing it on my Xbox because it's going to be free. You know what I mean? Or they can afford to give discounts that would just blow the other platforms out of the water. But it's just like, even, I don't know. I would do it just for mod support. Mod support is better on Xbox. It's early for me. I don't know. I got excited to do this video, and then I realized I don't really care. It doesn't affect me that much. Yeah. But let's think of this. Anybody who's a huge fan of Fallout New Vegas, and we were just talking about this in stream the other night, about someone saying to remake Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. And I said I don't think they can touch New Vegas because of Obsidian. Microsoft owns Obsidian. So now Microsoft owns Obsidian, and Microsoft fully owns Fallout. New Vegas 2 could happen. Or, you know, another game progression. Another Fallout game from Obsidian could end up. And Obsidian's made up of the original Fallout team, isn't it? A good chunk of it. So basically, Fallout just came back to its original owner in a sense. Oh, that's another one. Obsidian made Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds, there's Outer Worlds DLC coming out. Outer Worlds is owned by, I mean, yeah, it's owned by Microsoft because Microsoft owns Obsidian. But Outer Worlds is also, it's on PS4. It's on Switch. Don't be scared, guys. It's okay. I will admit, when something like this happens, when Sony grabs an exclusive or a company or whatever, you don't plan on it being on another console. That's the way that they do business. When Microsoft does it, they do it for money. They're huge money. So I wouldn't be afraid of this, you know, being Xbox exclusives. That's not the way that they do business. I don't know, you guys. What do you think? What do you think of this acquisition? I don't think it's terrible. I don't know if I made that clear within 12 and a half minutes. But it is fun watching the people in the comments run around screaming. That's essentially what it looks like. It looks like I'm watching a bunch of people from top of a building just running around in a panic like fucking Godzilla's coming. And I'm just like, guys, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But then again, like I said, for me personally, it doesn't affect me like it affects some of the people on here, you know, mentally of what the potential possibilities could be. So I want to hear what other people on here think. Thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone has a splendid Monday.